Don't judge me. A can of sardines, random scraps in my pantry, my leftover trail mix. Yes, we are putting it all together and making an Italian staple, Pasta Con Le Sarde. Dear Diary, what is for dinner? Seattle is literally, in the summer, the most beautiful place on earth for 3 whole months. And looking around, though, dear God, this place has really changed. It's always going to feel like home. But then you look around and you realize you hardly recognize your new surroundings. Like, where does everybody fit here in this tiny little isthmus? The rent is out of control. The groceries are shockingly expensive. And affording the city that I love is getting harder and harder for all of us to navigate. Imagine if, like, 1 million people literally moved here all to the same place, all at once, and they all got paid, like, 40% more than you. Frankly, I think we're all packed in together like sardines in a tin can.
Is that all your sardines?
No, there's more, actually. It's really embarrassing. But you know, like, there's something about having food insecurity once in your life that kind of wires you to be really mindful about keeping non-perishable goods in the cupboards at all times. Actually, the anthropologist Claude Levi-Strauss gave us the idea of the bricoleur, like the one who tinkers, the person who, without following a bunch of systematic directions or like has a straight objective in mind, has to look around at the resources available and puts things together. Chew on this. There is a canonical recipe for pasta con le sarde. It exists in the silver spoon. And if we were dining with your Italian nonna in 1950, she would tell us to use a couple things that we do not have. So, for example, wild fennel. We're not foraging for that in this urban environment. I don't know that that's safe for us to do. I'm not a botanist. We don't have pine nuts. Those are kind of expensive. Like, big pine is coming for all of us. Inflation is crazy out there. We have that trail mix, though, and we can separate out what we need. We have those raisins. That's good. And we aren't using fresh sardines, because the whole inspiration for this was that horde of tinned fish in my cupboard that exists, that needs to be eaten. It wants to be eaten. It's there, languishing away in the cupboards. So let's eat it. Yoink! Aww. Isn't she cute? She's a little shaggy, and she needs a haircut. Fear not, though. I do endeavor to use every last little frond here. You know, I said I wouldn't cry on the first episode, but somebody's cutting onions. It's me. Okay, whoa. Terrible knife skills. Respect the blade, everybody. My trail mix lives in my bag. It's like my ADHD accommodations to myself. Emergency food, you know, like as I make my way through all the little tasks at work and the whole shebang. And wild fennel and fresh sardines, they were always staples in the Mediterranean. But during the conquest of Sicily, people from across the Muslim world brought things like dried fruit and spices. The smells take me back to backpacking as an adventurous and foolish young lad through Morocco, of all places. I was butchering Arabic and French and clutching on for dear life on my charming but reckless lover's motorbike. That's another story for another time. And so many generous people invited me to dine at their homes, and I ate my way through the desert. Girl, here we are. There's something about dehydrated fruit, like it concentrates the fructose in it, and so incredible and braised with spiced meat. I realized these kind folks added some color to my culinary palate, if you know what I mean. And we would need it in those days. We were young and broke and starving for company. I had been gifted in Morocco an education in hospitality from strangers, and they invited me to eat their auntie's stews, even when my food stamps balance dripped below 2 digits at the end of the month. I learned to cook because there were millennia of other hungry and creative cooks playing with what they already had, just growing stale on the shelf. Italy's always been a multicultural and interesting place for tinkerers and tinkering and bricoleurs of all kinds. Modern Italy wasn't even established as its own nation state until 1861. We would have to wait much longer than that before it would finally again be conquered by Jennifer Coolidge in White Lotus Season 2. You know, I think I discovered that cooking, even as an amateur or a lifelong student of the craft, is my time to reconnect with my senses. I am Chinese, and I am Filipino, and, that does mean I also don't mind a little funky, fishy, something up in my business. And I want to come home and be slapped absolutely across the face with a smell and a piquant, sharp flavor. And something to remind me that you're alive, you're an organism floating around in this otherwise cold, lifeless universe, and it's a gift to have a body with senses. As all this anisey, licorice-y, fishy, spicy, fruity stuff is wafting off the stove, I am transported, and it's pulling me back to all these forgotten memories. I'm suddenly back standing before my old janky electric burner in my old house with my roommates, with my old hand-me-down pots and pans, and everyone's learning how to cook together. It was really sweet because everybody would bring something, even though nobody really had much to spend. We could always scrounge together a box of wine, and we were navigating the hard times together. It didn't actually feel so hard, even though we were really counting our pennies. I was in really good company then. Some folks are still good friends. Some are, you kind of lose touch after a while. And some of those folks aren't even on this earth anymore. Time really passes, but it's strange to smell this ensemble of things before me, because I can almost sense all of us together in the mix way back when. I get troubled by all the scary stuff around us, like the rising food prices, the way SNAP and school lunch programs are getting rolled back everywhere. That seems really scary to me. And who knows what any one person out there is supposed to do about all of that. It's pretty overwhelming. And then I realized my little sense memories might be trying to show me something. Something that my brain can't process. I remember being invited by kind strangers for home cooking in Morocco, and that taught me that I could invite anybody for home cooking when I was on food stamps. And I remember we didn't solve complex problems back then, like hunger. We didn't solve those problems by ourselves. We did it together. To top it all off, meeting each other in the world and breaking bread is actually quite pleasurable. It's fun, and it is just plain delicious. Okay, I guess this is where I eat in front of you. Is that weird?
It's kind of weird.
I mean, are you guys hungry? It seems...
Yeah,
okay, do you mind eating with me? Okay,
yeah.
Do you want a bite?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you want a plate? I can make you a plate.
Okay, wait,
I'm gonna make you a plate.
Okay.
Well, how about you try a bite first? Here.
I'll try a bite.
Okay. Here. You got it? Okay.
Can I just eat it?
Yeah, just eat it.
Okay.
I mean, it's food, but it's supposed to be eaten.
It smells really good, actually.
Does it actually smell good?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I won't watch too closely,
Actually?
Mm-hmm.
This is really good.
Are you just saying that?
No, I'm not. I literally thought I was a little nervous because of the canned fish situation.
Do you not do canned fish?
I do, but I just was nervous.
I know, some people don't like that because it has, cat food energy.
Yeah.
When we were making it, I was like, ooh, okay, wait, how does this work? Dude, bricoleurs, though, do not care. Bricoleurs are trying things out, experimenting, doing things a little different, and it's different every time. I don't know what to say. It has been an honor, and it has been really fishy in here. Sync cam. All right. Man, I miss this channel. I'm both happy, and I'm anxious to say this channel is back, baby. Reading through all these comments kind of shows me how special this community is here. It's definitely a big responsibility to step onto the scene, especially as a newer face. I hope you know that we really do care about doing the channel justice and doing the community justice, and I don't know, really trying to be in conversation and dialogue with y'all. That's why I'm looking at your comments right now while I'm, through the magic of YouTube, also doing the dishes. You're part of this collaboration too. Okay, here's a comment that is truly going after my own heart. We need a beans episode sometime. Yeah, we do. Yeah, girl. We're in a bean zeitgeist. Beans are so hot right now. Okay, I can tell you about some of my top 10 bean encounters. I'll just give you 3, maybe. Okay, there was this Cretan restaurant, right? And you were served like a bajillion tiny little dishes, and they were each a different thing. Like some of them were pickled, and a lot of them were just beans that were like lightly tossed in a simple vinaigrette with seaweed. You know, so delicious. I don't know if you've ever tried fool, which is fava beans, and you know, a lot of Arab countries you might have this mashed fava bean with garlic or maybe a squeeze of lemon, and seasoned ever so with pita bread or some other kind of flatbread. And for breakfast, that is incredibly delicious. I crave that all the time. In Kyoto, which is famous, I think, you know, we all know Kyoto for matcha now, but all of those confections that you have at the tea house are really interesting too. And you'll find adzuki beans, which are like the red beans, that are naturally really sweet, used as a dessert. Okay, here's a video suggestion. And it's to talk about old bread, and you already came up with like a million amazing ideas, right? So, pazzanella, like that's a really good one. Especially in summer when we have tomatoes and basil, and there's something about the stale bread and absorbing all that tomato water. Like the tomato water is like raw MSG or something. It's delicious. I love it. Okay. You know what's cute? In France, they call French toast pain perdu, or like lost bread. Like little lost bread. Isn't that adorable? I don't know why it tickles me so much. I think like you have to be an English speaker or something. It's probably not funny at all in French, right? Like maybe one of the francophones can tell us in the comments. These are great suggestions, by the way. All of these ancient soups and stews that are made with stale bread. Pancotto, that's an Italian one. In Liguria, there's like a white sauce made out of bread that's been soaked in milk. That's really interesting. But even tortilla soup in Mexico is actually like probably really ancient. Like there probably is a really ancient precursor and a way of using old maize. Yeah, like so all around the world, people are like thinking about their stale leftover grains and how to repurpose them through the magic of soup. So do leave a comment. Do tell us how you're doing. Do tell us like something interesting about food that will blow my mind, I'm sure. Or at least something that you are curious about too. It has been a pleasure, everybody. I've loved dining with you, and I do hope that you will continue to chew on this. I'm unstoppable. Make the wrong move. I'm a